So read into that what you will.
And this is kind of the frustrating aspect of this whole thing. When watching the various intelligence officials and people who have intelligence clearances talking about ufology, there seems to be this, what is to us on the outside at least, hodgepodge approach to what they can and can't talk about. So he's giving up some information, but a relatively sort of mundane question like, was it a crash retrieval? He can't say yes to that? Shall we continue?
Now, he also said that he witnessed all kinds of things in and around the craft. He said that he actually witnessed an ET on more than one occasion. And he said it's nothing like you would see in films with big eyes and smiley faces. And I said, well, what did this being look like? And he said it looked like a devil. And he also said that
it looked like a devil. That's very interesting, because we're being given a narrative that there are greys here, that these greys, these aliens that are apparently coming either interdimensionally or from other planets, are friendly, they're benign. And yet there's a species of alien, interdimensional being, possibly indigenous life form to the planet Earth, ancient and hostile towards humans, still here, flying around in vehicles that defy all known laws of physics. Let's carry on.
They would rip you apart. That was what he said. And he said that he did get a view of inside this particular landed UFO, and he said that there was all kinds in there, and he implied that there was human body parts in there. And we've heard that from people such as Bill Cooper in the past. Now, I asked him about his injuries because he clearly has got health problems, and as have a number of the people who were on his team. And he said that some of his colleagues were no longer with us, so they've died as a result of their injuries, which were they suffered as a result of being a part of this Find and Secure team. He also said that they have all suffered skin rashes, skin cancer, and tumours as well. And like I say, some of his friends on that unit have already passed away, and they'll only be probably in their early 50s. Now, I asked him about the injuries to try and get him to describe the injuries that have been found on some of these recovered corpses, and he just said, you just wouldn't want to see it. All right. He also...
that reluctance to get into details is something that comes across to me, at least, as being very authentic. We have a man here who's seen some horrific things and just has no intention of reliving them if he doesn't have to. And that struck me as being another indicator, if you like, of something very real.
Gave information about an underground facility near Sunnybridge, and also confirmed the radar facility, which is hidden under the ground on the Brecon Beacons, which comes up at night, some radar facility which is used for tracking the UFOs. And I asked him, how come you're able to do this? And it's because he confirmed again that they have advanced warning, and he doesn't know how. He doesn't know how they know when these UFOs are going to appear. And I asked him how often he would go out on these missions, these Find and Secure missions. He said about 4 times every 6 months. I asked him about...
So about 4 times every 6 months. His team went out about 4 times every 6 months. I don't know about you, but that strikes me as being far more than any figure that I would have considered possible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not in the know here, but I would have expected maybe once or twice a year. but 4 times every 6 months. I suppose we do have to consider that it may not just be the UK that he's policing, because Richard Hall says something in his account of this meeting which leads me to believe they just go anywhere.
The statement in Derek Goff's notes that they witnessed between 30 and 40 mutilated human beings. He confirmed that. He confirmed that, there's a lot of cases. He was saying, films are all good enough about UFOs and ETs and all of this. He said, but when you get involved in it in reality, it's a completely different thing. And the other thing he said was, he says this statement that aliens are friendly, that he's obviously heard through watching media and whatnot. He says he was no way. And I said to him, well, how long do you think this sort of activity is being going on for? And without flinching, he said, since before we were here. And I said, is it still going on now? Absolutely. And I said to him, do you believe that there's different types of being, different types of alien? And he said, yes, he did believe that. I asked him about locations where this activity is going on, and he said he believed that it was happening all over the world. I also asked him how he felt about his situation, the fact that he's not allowed to speak about anything, and the fact that he's obviously physically affected by the radiation burns that he received. And he said he didn't have any hard feelings about it, because he said that we signed up for this. Okay, we didn't know what we were signing up to, but we knew it was something that could put our lives at risk. So I signed up for it. So he doesn't, and he said that's why they're looking after him now. Just from his demeanour and his mannerisms, the way that he put it across, he was confirming pretty much everything that I was asking him about the original Goff interview, and he also gave me additional information.
So could this be the reason that we don't get disclosure? Is human mutilation by these entities or individuals who are ancient and indigenous to the planet, maybe, who are flying these craft around and mutilating people, is this the real reason for non-disclosure? Because for me, it fits the bill. Every one of us who is interested in UFOs has this idea that UFOs are piloted by people who are far and away more intelligent, more technologically capable, and we should welcome them in because they can teach us so much. And the old adage that they are more advanced than us, and if they wanted to kill us, they would have done it long ago, is actually, I think, a true one. But what if the motive of these devil-like entities that this military man is talking about, what if their goal isn't to kill us? What if they need us for sustenance? For some other reason? My personal feeling is that there are, as described here by Richard D. Hall, a few different races, some benevolent, some not, some probably entirely indifferent. And if we have to consider aliens or interdimensional beings or ancient earth reptile races, then you just pick the pattern that fits most logically. And this fits.
Here is a list of information he relayed to me in a series of 5 meetings in the latter half of 2013. 11 volunteers were picked out. It was a Special Forces Black Ops group under command of NATO